Welcome back to Big Bob's MTG, and happy Ikoria Day. This is the release of Ikoria, the next set in Magic the Gathering on Magic Arena and Magic Online. If you can see here, the pre-order has been redeemed. The new Regal Cub is available to start building up. We get 2 sealed event tokens, a bunch of coins, 10,000 EXP, and it looks like the Ikoria Megalodon card backs. It looks like Luca as well, the Tiger King of Ikoria, is also available as an avatar for you to play. Alright, so we have some packs to open as well. Wow. They give you an Elspeth Conquers Death, or Elspeth Sun's Nemesis, Luca, and Vivian Monster's Advocate, as well as a number of special card types. Cool. So King Caesar, Awoken Titan, is the alternate art of Snapbacks, the Apex of the Hunt. Dreamtail Heron, Blood Curdle, Passivism. There's another Passivism in this one. Titan of Fury is the Vadrox Apex of Thunder alternate art. So, let's see what else. Okay, we also have Godzilla, Primeval Champion, Mechagodzilla, the weapon. I actually don't know what the Crystalline Giant is. I haven't seen him in any of the spoilers. Mothra's Great Cocoon is the Mysterious Egg alternate art. That is awesome. King Caesar Ancient Guardian. BioQuartz Space Godzilla. Godzilla Doom Inevitable. Dorat, the Perfect Pet. Baby Godzilla, Ruin Reborn. And 5 Mastery Orbs. So let's first off get into our Mastery. Our Mastery tree here. See what it looks like. Alright, so we have the Ikoria symbol in the middle. On the outside, we have some of the commons on the outside. So I think we start on the outside and work our way in. It looks like our final 5 Mastery Orbs go to Apex of Forever, the Apex of Death, Snapdap's Apex of the Hunt, Vardox Apex of Thunder, and Illuna Apex of Wishes. So let's start off with which one I want to use here. Let's see. Spontaneous Flight, Heightened Reflexes. I think I'm going to go blue because I want this octopus guy. I like that octopus guy. Catching little fishes and stuff. Cool. 2, 3. Okay, so we got our octopus guy. I guess I have to go with these guys. Ooh, Trumpeting Gnar. There we go. And Lord Dracus. The Lizard Beast. Okay, so see up here we have 1 player draft entry and 2 sealed event entries. Let's go kick our packs open. Starting off with our not Ikoria cards. I'm going to go with Guilds of Rabbika. Got a Sacred Foundry. That was actually the last one that I needed of that card, so that's not a bad pull. Okay. Gems are always good. Gotta like gems. There's the Trumpeting Gnar. Mutate 5. Whenever this creature mutates, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. That's a good one. And I like these beast tokens. They look like elk, lizard, tiger hybrids. Of one mind. This spell costs 2 colors less to cast. If you control a human creature and a non-human creature, draw 2 cards. Cool. Elemental Bird. Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, draw a card. Okay. Springjaw Trap. Flash. Deals 3 damage to any target. Helica Glider. Helica Glider enters the battlefield with the choice of flying counter or a first strike counter. That's a good one. I like that. Mr. Nightmare Squirrel with 6 eyes and 6 legs. Fire Prophecy. Alright, so the Fire Prophecy deals 3 damage to target creature. You may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library if you do draw a card. Then the Chittering Harvester. Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Oh. Wow. That's good. Let's see what our rare is. Ruinous Ultimatum. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. I like that. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a bit tricky to cast, but with things like the Dryad of Elysian Grove, shouldn't be that big of a deal. Alright, some more firsts here. We got our Savai Crystal. Fertilid. Fertilid enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters. Remove a +1 counter from it. Target player searches their library for a basic land card. Puts the card onto the battlefield tapped and shuffles their library. Not bad. Enter the battlefield. Target human you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That's cool. It's a bit expensive, so I don't think anybody's going to be using this guy at all. 4 mana for a 1/6 flash crustacean. Crustacean? Crustacean. So I think it's supposed to be a crystal crustacean, but it's crustacean. Capture sphere, enchanted creature. Whenever a sphere enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Then it doesn't untap. It's not bad, but it's a bit high for 4 mana. I don't think this is going to see much play either. Light of Hope. You gain 4 life, destroy target enchantment, or put a 1/1 counter on target creature. For 1 mana, not too bad. And the rare of today, Obosh the Prey Piercer. Companion, your starting deck contains only cards with odd converted mana cost and land cards. If the source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage to that permanent. It deals double that damage to that permanent. That's a good one to have. Okay, we got our Polywog Symbiote. And being that I'm in the middle of the Stargate series, the Polywog Symbiote makes me kind of chuckle more than it probably should. Will of the All Hunter. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's blocking, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So +4/+4 for 2 mana if it's blocking. Great card. Definitely going to see some play, especially with cycling too. And an Honor, not a normal Honor, but just an Honor. The Thieving Honor. When it deals combat damage to an opponent, draw a card. Honestly, don't think it'll see much play, but we'll have to see. Okay, 6 mana for a 3/6 with cycling 1. I think the cycling might be a cause for this card to be run, but more in sealed than anything else. Essence Symbiote. So this is the green symbiote. There must be one for every color, I assume, being that we have 2 of different colors in this. Whenever a creature you control mutates and puts a +1 counter on that creature, you gain 2 life. Not a bad card. Greater Sandworm can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. 7 mana for a 7/7 creature with cycling 2. And our land is Zagoth Triome, the 3-type land, blue, black, green. Not a bad card at all. Ivy Elemental is back in Standard. I remember Ivy Elemental, and it's an elemental creature. Comes into play with X +1/+1 counters on it. I remember this back in the day. Zagoth Mamba. Whenever this creature mutates, target creature and opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Not too bad. That'd be a good one to clear out some of the boards. If you can mutate a bunch of times. Rumbling Rock deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Not a bad card, but I highly doubt it'll see much play. There's other things that would just deal a lot of damage to a creature without having to have a lot of lands in play, so I'm not sure what that would be. Anticipate is back. There's their passivism again. Their rare is Skycat Sovereign. Elemental Cat, 1/1 creature for 2. Skycat Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. You can also tap 4 mana, 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. Create a 1/1 white cat bird creature token with flying. Is it like cat dog? Because that would be even funnier. But that is the most adorable cat bird token I've ever seen. Charge of the Forever Beast. So there is the Forever Beast. As an additional cost to this spell, reveal a creature card from your hand. Charge of the Forever Beast deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the revealed card's power. That's not a bad run. Convolute is back. 3 mana. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. Ram Through. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to the creature's controller instead. Ha! Now, this card is way better than Vicious Bite. And that's freaking awesome. It's an instant speed too, which is... This is going to see some play. I'm definitely going to make a deck around that. That is awesome. Flash. When Blitz Leech enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Remove all counters from that creature. No way. It wipes the board. So, oh my god, this would kill a Hydra deck. It's 6 mana, but whew, that's good. Bristling Boar. Bristling Boar can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Okay, 4 mana for a 4/3. It's not so bad. And Lutri, the Spellcaster, the one card that I was super excited for. Elemental Otter Companion. Flash. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. So it turns your deck into Singleton. You have to play it. Every single card with a different name in it. When Lutri the Spellcatcher enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Just awesome. I am so excited for that card. Yeah, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to make a deck around Lutri. Dire Tactics, one of the better cards that has now joined the removal stage. Exile target creature. If you control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. So you have to control a human or you lose life. General's Enforcer. Legendary humans you control have indestructible. Exile target card from the graveyard. If the card was a creature card, add a 1/1 white soldier creature token. That's pretty good, and I like that soldier token. It's a pretty nice one. Capture Sphere again. Blister Spit, Gremlin, Frenzied Raptor. Deals 1 damage to each opponent. I don't think this guy will be used so much. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell... Oh! No, that's going to be used quite a bit. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Okay, and then the Blitz Leech again. Alright, and our rare is... Extinction Event. Choose odd or even. Exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. So, this is the companion killer. There are companions that require all odd. There are companions that require all even. So, depending on what this is, I anticipate this card to be in the sideboard of almost every single deck that is running any type of like mass removal. This is good. I like this. Next up. Okay. Cunning Nightbonder. Flash. Spells with flash you cast cost 1 colorless less to cast and can't be countered. Wow, that's way good. Okay, so just clarification, flash is required for those spells to cost 1 colorless less. For all those who are thinking that you could just throw Vivian onto the field with from the War of the Spark, where all creatures can be cast as though they had flash, does not count as them having flash. This one only works if the card has flash on it, or a card says all spells in your hand or something like that have flash. That would make them have flash, and this one be able to cost less. Heartless Act. Choose one. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to 3 counters from target creature. Okay, not too bad. Really into the whole removal thing. Another Light of Hope. Dark Bargain. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the other in your graveyard. Dark Bargain deals 2 damage to you. 4 mana for 2 cards. And you take 2 damage. Not so bad in black. That's actually pretty decent. Maned Serval. Vigilance 2 mana 1/4. Big butts deck. That's definitely going in that. Okay, Mutual Destruction. 1 cost spell, sorcery. This spell has flash as long as you control a permanent with flash. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. Destroy target creature. Okay, this is a little more tricky, but I think in the right circumstances, this might be only good in like sealed. Urian, Sky Nomad. Flying Companion, your starting deck contains at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size. Minimum deck size is 60. In sealed, like drafts and whatnot, it is 40. So you would have to use a 60-card deck to use this guy in your draft deck. I think that's how that works. I'm not too sure. When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. That's pretty nice. Got around the whole Thassa thing where she wasn't forcing you to put it back in the person's control. Necropanther is a cat nightmare. Mutate for 4, 2 colorless, 1 plains or swamp. And 1 plains or swamp as well. Whenever this creature mutates, return target creature card with the converted mana cost of 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Well, Knight of Ebon Legion just got a whole lot better with that card. That guy is gonna love bringing back the Knight of Ebon Legion and whatnot. Okay, Flycatcher Giraffe enters the battlefield with your choice of Vigilance or Reach counter, 5 mana for a 3/5 creature. I don't know if that's really worth it too much. 5 mana, instant, creatures you control get +2/+1, and cycling 2. It really looks like they're pushing some higher costing cards. Heightened Reflexes, which we can get the alternate version or the extended art version in the Mastery set for this card. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Put a first strike counter on it. I like the first strike counters and whatnot. I think that's way better than just giving it first strike until end of turn. Put a +1 counter and a lifelink counter on target creature. Oh, I like that very much. 2 mana, that's well worth it. Most things that give lifelink that I've seen have cost 3 to 5. So this giving it +1/+1 counter and lifelink, that's a good one. It's really going to help out those black-white life gain decks as well. Boot Nipper. Boot Nipper enters the battlefield with your choice of a Death Touch counter or a lifelink counter on it. So it's a 2/1 for 2. Not too bad. I like that. Our rare is the Shark Typhoon. So Sharknado is now a thing in Magic the Gathering. And the sharks have all the spikes they could possibly ask for. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX Shark creature token with flying, where X is the spell's converted mana cost. Oh my god. So, here's the deal. This thing is going into my enchantment Dance of the Man's deck. Because I don't care that only one would get cast from Shark Typhoon being cast from, what is it? Dance of the Man's would create 1 token of this. And it will only create a 2/2 Shark. But all of the enchantments and the artifacts and everything in the Dance of the Man's deck will spin up 1,000 sharks. So it's free casting sharks for, let's see, when it comes for Doom Foretold. Doom Foretold is 4, so it's a 4/4 shark token. Over and over and over again. Then you just sacrifice them away, and then you get new ones. This one also has the ability for cycling X, 1 colorless, 1 island. When Shark Typhoon is cycled, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. So you would discard this card, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, and draw a card. Not too bad. I like that a lot. Alright, so we have this disgusting little adapted Shimmer, which is an insect. Looks like it's a caterpillar going into metamorphosis. Flash, adaptive Shimmer, enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. 5 mana. It looks like it's a colorless creature, so it's not exactly an artifact, but it isn't color. It isn't colored at all. Glimmer Bell, untapped Glimmer Bell. So this guy is going to be great. Can pay 2 and untap him, flying 1/3 creature. So that creature's got a big butt on it, which makes it really useful. Durable Coil Bug. Return Durable Coil Bug from the graveyard to your hand. For 5? That's a bit much. If it was like 2 for a 2/2 from the graveyard to your hand, it'd be way better. But 5 is way too high. Nobody's going to use that. Well, unless this actually gives you an opportunity to use the black card that was in Theros Beyond Death that lowers the abilities and casting costs from the graveyard by 2. Maybe. Who knows? Ragrin Crystal. Flourishing Fox. Whenever you cycle another card, put a +1/+1 counter on Flourishing Fox. It also has cycling of 1 colorless. That's a good card to have. This would be type of deck thinning that you would need in some decks, but you still get to draw cards and spin through. So if you drew this card, you'll be able to discard it after paying 1 and draw a new card. Our rare is Mythos of Vadrak. Mythos of Vadrak deals 5 damage, divided as you choose, among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. If white-blue was spent to cast a spell, until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. great card to shut down all of those decks. And it is red, white, and blue, so hoo-yah, America. Next up, we have Flame Spill. Flame Spill deals 4 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. Wonderful card. Really excited to use that one. It's only 3 mana too, so that's not so bad. Frost Links. When Frost Links enters the battlefield, tap target creature, and opponent controls that target creature. Oh, this is just a reprint. 2/2 for 3. Elemental Cat. Looks way better though, because the original one looked like one of those naked cats, and this actually looks like a god dang lynx. So, Dead Weight looks like the most giant, angriest bunny I've ever seen. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. Pyroceratops. Pyroceratops, elemental dinosaur. 4 mana for a 2/3 with trample. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Pyroceratops. Okay, so this is very much like the weird, except for it does have trample, which is probably why it costs 4. But it's also an elemental, which makes it even more crazy. And our rare is Kogla, the Titan Ape. So, Godzilla has shown his face. When Kogla, the Titan Ape, enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. When he attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. You pay 1 colorless, 1 forest to return the target human you control to its owner's hand. Kogla gains indestructible until end of turn. Hoo, 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 hoo. That's mean. Okay, only 44 more to go. Zenith Flare. Zenith Flare deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with cycling ability in your graveyard. That's not bad, and it's a instant instead of a sorcery. Great card. Frost Veil Ambush. So, do you think this is the thing in the ice? Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. Really good card. Another Evolving Wilds. This is the new look of Evolving Wilds. Looks pretty good. Blazing Volley deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. Super excited for this. There's tons of cards that I've wanted to use that I wish you could just deal 1 damage to everything on the other side, because of all the little 1/1 piddly things that get so frustrating and so aggravating. And the Slitherwisp. Flash, Elemental Nightmare, 1 island, 2 swamp. Whenever you cast another spell that has flash, you draw a card, and each opponent loses 1 life. Really great card with the Flash Companion, Lutri, as well as any of the other things that benefit off of flash cards. So I'm going to keep going. I am going to skip over the cards that do not have this tag for first over it, if you can see. And it looks like we have the Parcel Beast for the first time. I saw this used in some of the live streams for the early access from some of the YouTubers. Parcel Beast was one of the ones that was played a lot. Because his mutate cost is so low and it's a 2/4, it's really easy to play a nice little Arboreal Grazer or something like that, and then mutate the Arboreal Grazer and make him a 2/4 with reach, with this ability to look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put the card into the battlefield, put it into your hand. So it's basically a Risen Reef. Awesome. Ominous Seas. Whenever you draw a card, put a 4 shadow counter on Ominous Seas. Remove 8 4 shadow counters from Ominous Seas. Create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token. Awesome. So I wish this still had hexproof. I wish that you could still use all of those from the previous set, but apparently that's not going to happen. Okay, and it looks like I accidentally clicked, so on to the next one. But I did get the Megalodon, I did see that much. Ketria Crystal. And the only reason why I'm not explaining these crystals because, well, they basically speak for themselves. I mean, cycling 2 and they give some mana. When Day Squad Marshal enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature soldier token. Cool. Wilt. Wilt is back. I remember this card. Unless I'm not thinking of this card. I think this card is a reprint. Tentative Connection. This spell costs 3 colors less if you control a creature with Menace. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature, gains haste until end of turn. This is going to be a used card. I know for a fact this is going to be a used card. Because if you cast the Knight that costs 1 black, 1 red, it has Menace, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. This card is going to be worthwhile, and it's going to be working out very well. Mythos of Brokos. If blue and black was spent to cast the spell, search your library for a card. Put the card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Now that's interesting. It says you may put a card, but you don't have to. So, I'm actually intrigued. I'm actually excited to use this because this is going to be nice. Some of those cards that you can cast from your graveyard that you don't have access to immediately. Okay, it looks like we have the Skull Prophet. Human Druid. Tap for black or green. That's new. The black and green mana tapper was the Leyline Basilisk, I think, and it was 3 mana. But this is also a 3/1 creature, so I'm actually excited to use this. Lurking Deadeye. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature. That was dealt damage this turn. Exactly what I was talking about. Exactly what I was talking about. Where you could pay 1 mana, deal 1 damage to everything on the field, and then destroy it with this guy too. Great card. Essence Symbiote again. Garrison Cat. Has little tusks. I love a cat with some big tusks on him. A Proud Wildbonder. Look at his little guy on his shoulder. That's awesome. I want a guy like that. Trample. Creatures you control with Trample you may have this creature assign combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So it turns everything into a Thorn Elemental if it has Trample. Love it. That is a great card. Mr. Cub Warden makes an appearance. 4 mana, lifelink, 3/5 creature, mutate for 2 colorless, 2 planes. Whenever this creature mutates, create 2 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. Very cool. So the cat archetype is going to be huge in this. All right. So, Spell Eater Wolverine. Spell Eater Wolverine has double strike as long as there are 3 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard. Very nice. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. So this is like Circuitous Path, but it has cycling for 2. Not bad. I like this. And this has this doesn't say gates as well, so that's fine. Ooh, the Everquill Phoenix. That's pretty. I like that. So the Feather. Return Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Wow, that's cool. Whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact token named Feather with that ability on it. That is awesome. Super excited to use some Phoenix cards. Okay. Oh, here we go. Divine Arrow, 4 damage, target attacking or blocking creature for 2 mana. A Mysterious Egg. Whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I like this. This is good. Mysterious Egg is definitely going to be one of the cards that I use. Let's see. Memory Leak. Target opponent reveals his or her reveals their hand. You choose an on-land card from the player's graveyard or hand and exile it. Okay, so this is very much like The one that was just released in Theros Beyond Death. That's good. Alert Heed Bonder. Vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, you gain 1 life for each creature you control with Vigilance. Not too bad. That's a good one. And the rare is Gem Razor. Reach, trample 4/4 for 4, mutate for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Great card to pull in a sealed deck. Especially because it is so hard to get around artifacts and enchantments when it comes down to drafting or sealed at all. Cloud Piercer, mutate for 4, or if you can cast it outright for 5, reach for a 5/4. Whenever this creature mutates, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Savai Sabertooth, never going to see play. It's a 3/1 creature. I mean, it will see play if you make a cat archetype deck, maybe, but I don't see it happening. Enchant Land, target creature gains trample and haste until end turn. Definitely gonna see play. This is actually a pretty good game, or a pretty good card. And our rare is Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. You can pay 7, 5 colorless, 1 forest, 1 island. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Definitely going to be seeing some play in some Simic. It's a cool card. It's basically a Leyline of Abundance without being able to free cast in the very beginning. All right, Titanoth Rex. This is the card that has an alternate art, I'm sure. When Titanoth Rex is put a trample counter, when you cycle Titanoth Rex, put a trample counter on target creature you control. I'm looking this up real quick. Yep, Titanoth Rex is the Godzilla alternate art. So, Titanoth Rex is the original, Godzilla is the alternate, and they are awesome. 9 mana for an 11/11, or you can cycle it for 2 and give something trample. Not too bad. Flash, enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 as long as enchanted creature has vigilance. It assigns combat damage to its toughness rather than its power. We saw a card earlier that could really go together with this. That'll be fun to see how it all pans out. 2 mana, keep safe. Counter target spell that targets permanent you control, and then draw a card. For 2 mana, definitely going to see some play, especially because it's a counter spell, and all counter spells are typically seen play. Target creature gets +1/+3 until end of turn. Put a reach counter on it, untap it. Inspired Ultimatum. Target player gains 5 life. Inspired Ultimatum deals 5 damage to any target, and you draw 5 cards. That's a lot of stuff, but it's also a huge mana cost. So I don't know if these are going to see too much play. I think the benefits do not outweigh the cost and the requirements for these cards. I just don't see it. Okay, destroy target creature with flying, so that's Plummet. That was reprinted. Let's see. Back for more. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. 6 mana. When you do, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. That's actually a pretty good card. I can see this one getting some play out of it. Huntmaster Liger. So Ligers are pretty much my favorite animal in the world. Mutate for 3 for a 3/4 creature. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. All right. Mythos Abrokos again. Awesome. It's actually a very good card, and I'm excited to use it. Adventurous Impulse. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. For 1 mana, mind you. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Not a bad card at all. Sprite Dragon is a fairy and a dragon. Flying Haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Sprite Dragon. Very cool. And a mythic wild card. I mean, I can't really argue, because I could use a lot of those. All right, Serrated Scorpion. Serrated Scorpion wins. Serrated Scorpion dies. It deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. Good card. All right, rare wild card. All right, Frills Scare Mentor. When Frills Scare Mentor enters the battlefield, put a menace counter on target non-human creature you control. Put a +1 counter on each creature you control with menace for 2 colorless, 1 mountain. Good card. It's going to be fun. And there's your Vigilance Cat that I was talking about. Night Squad Commando. When the Night Squad Commando enters the battlefield, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier token. Cool. And General Kudro of Dranith. Really cool card. Legendary human soldier. Other humans you control get +1/+1. Whenever General Kudro or another human enters the battlefield under your control, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Pay 2, sacrifice 2 humans, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. I like this guy. He's going to be fun to play with for shizzle. Alright, now that we've seen most of the commons uncommons, easy prey, destroy target creature, convert a mana cost 2 or less. I think this costs too much for what it does. I think it should be 1. Checkpoint Officer, tap target creature. That's not so bad, especially because tap target creature abilities typically cost like 4. Like Thassa. Thassa has a tap target creature. Alright, Colossification. Enchanted creature gets +20/+20. I know exactly where this deck is going to go. It's going to be in Ilyarg. Ilyarg's going to swing an attack. Storm Herald's going to come into play. He's going to pull out all the classifications out of the deck, swing in, and all the auras that are going to be attached to Storm Herald or Ilyarg are going to give him trample, give them +20/+20, and then kill them almost immediately. That's what's going to happen. I know it. Okay, we're going to do one more pack opening after this, and then we'll start doing the +10 3 times to see what rares we get. Jubilant Skybonder. Creatures you control with flying have spells your opponents cast that target this creature cost 2 colorless more to cast. That's a great flying protector. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-0 until end of turn. That's a good one too. Prickly Marmoset. First strike for 2/3 for 3. Whenever you cycle a card, Prickly Marmoset gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So this guy would be kind of the one that you'd swing in and then cycle 2 or 3 cards, and then you get +2, +4, +6. Not too bad. Vulpikeet. So it's a Vulpix Parakeet. 4 mana for a 2/3 with flying. Fox Bird. Mutate 2 colorless, 1 plains. Whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Not too bad. That'd be good. Our rare is Lutri again. That is our second one. Very excited. Last pack to crack before we start cracking multiples. Alright, so we have Lead the Stampede. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creature cards from among them. And put those into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in any order. Not too bad. I actually like that card a lot, especially with all the Vivian things that can cast things for free out of your hand. Okay, Survivor's Bond. Choose one or both. Return target human creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Return target non-human creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Sacrifice another creature you control with the Bushmeat Poacher. You gain life equal to the creature's toughness, and then you draw a card. Not too bad. Momentum Rambler. When the Momentum Rambler attacks, if it doesn't have first strike, put a first strike counter on it. Whenever Momentum Rambler attacks, if it has first strike, it gains double strike until end of turn. That's not too bad. Hunted Nightmare is our rare 3 mana
with Menace. A 4/5 creature with Menace. That's nasty. Target opponent puts a Death Touch counter on a creature they control. But if he doesn't have any creatures in play, which black can remove most of those anyway, doesn't matter. All right. Opening 10 packs in a row. Look at that. Umori the Collector. Another companion ooze for 4 mana. Each non-land card in your starting deck shares a card type. That's awesome. So, card type equals creature, enchantment, something. As Umori the Collector enters the battlefield, choose a card type. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 color less to cast. Not too bad. Another classification. Ooh. The Indatha Triome. That's pretty good. Sea Dasher Octopus. This is what we're going for to try to get. Mutate for 2 whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw a card. Really excited to use this guy. Ikoria Triome. A Fronland Philindar. 3/5 for 4 vigilance. Creatures you control with vigilance have tap target creature. Dirge Bat, 4 mana for a 3/3 flash and flying. Mutate for 6 whenever this creature mutates. Destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Sorry about that. I got a little bit of cough going on in the back of my throat. And another Urian Sky Nomad. Next 10. Boom. Alright, so we got some wild cards. We have Narset of the Ancient Way. Yes. Really excited to play with her. She is so awesome, and I'm so glad they removed the whole stupid Parter of Veils bullsnot from her title. I just didn't understand why it was the Parter of Veils. Narset of the Ancient Way. +1, you gain 2 life, add a mana, spend this mana only to catch a non-creature spell. Great card for all your planeswalkers and whatnot. -2, draw a card, you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, Narset of the Ancient Way deals damage equal to the card's converted mana cost to target creature or planeswalker. Wow. You get an emblem for -6 whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This emblem deals 2 damage to any target. Great card. Super excited to use that. Illuna, Apex of Wishes, mutate for 6, or you can cast it for 5. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. Love it. That's going to be a super fun card to play. Loris, the Dream Den, lifelink, 3 mana for a 3/2 companion. Each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. So he can't even be in the deck that he is companioning. Kind of funny. Last 10 packs. And then we'll start on deck building. Alright, no new cards with this. Now we got another Skycast Sovereign, Hunted Nightmare. That's the 4th Lutri that I have. 2nd Sea Dasher Octopus. 2nd Illuna, Apex of Wishes. 2nd or 3rd? 3rd Urian Sky Nomad. And 2nd Abosh, Prey Piercer. So, thanks for joining me on these pack openings. We'll go ahead and post another video later today of a deck that I can build with the cards that I've acquired. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video.